Oh, hi. I'm just into making my mock sangria punch. I am so excited today because I'm reuniting with friends who I haven't seen in over 40 years. So I invited them to my house so we could have a tea party. And I'm gonna make all different types of good treats for us to eat and reminisce over. So right now, I am going to line my punch bowl with orange slices. Now, a sangria punch is nothing more than just a fruity punch. Your traditional sangria punch is red, but I'm making mine light simply because it's summertime. Well, not summertime, it's springtime. And the colors are pretty when they're light sometimes. So I got some oranges here. I'm gonna put some strawberries in my punch bowl. And I'm gonna put some peach slices. If you notice, my fruit is frozen. You might wanna freeze your fruit because it doubles as not only an ice, but it will not dilute your punch when the fruit melts. It'll add more flavor actually to your punch. So we have some grapes, peaches, strawberries, orange slices, and some green and yellow apples. And you could just put it all in there like this. Next, I'm going to put some apple juice. I'm going to put equal parts of apple juice and equal parts of white grape juice in it. When it's time to serve, I'm going to top it off with some ginger ale. So now, I'm going to stir this up, and all this frozen fruit doubles as my ice. Look how pretty that looks. All the fruit, and once it starts melting, you could taste it. It gives more flavor to the punch. So let me taste. So clean, so fresh. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and then I'll move on to my next dish. Okay, next I'm going to make a no-bake Black Forest chocolate cheesecake. So I have 9 Oreo cookies here that I separated and took the icing out of. You just have to open it up and make sure you don't put any icing in there because it's sweet enough without it. I'm using my small, what do you call this, food processor, because it's just not that many cookies. Anyway, you put a quarter teaspoon of dry cocoa, 2 tablespoons of real butter, not salted, and then now this can also be done, you could put it in a Ziploc bag and use your roller. Let's see how that looks. Oh, it looks perfect. So I'm going to take my glasses. I thought I had everything here. I'm going to take my glasses and I'm going to just use my spoon to put the cookie crumbs in the glass. I'll put maybe 2 teaspoons apiece in each glass. This is good. Oreo cookies and butter and a little cocoa to go with the cream cheese. Delish. And I haven't even tasted it yet. Okay. It's kind of hard for me to mash the cookies down because the glass opening is so narrow. But it really doesn't matter because once it sets up in the refrigerator, it'll become firm. So this is going to go into the freezer for just enough time for me to make the cheesecake dough. All right, moving right along. This is a pound of cream cheese that I had softening for about an hour out of the refrigerator. When you soften it, it makes it easier to work with. So I have a pound of cream cheese here. I'm going to put 3/4 cups of sugar. One thing about this recipe, everything can go in the bowl at one time. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I got a cup of chocolate chips that I'm just going to melt in the microwave for about a minute. So while that's melting, I'm going to mix my cream cheese. I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. And mix that. My chocolate is ready. Woo, it's hot. Oh, it's nice and soft. Nice and melted, I should say. I'm gonna just temper it a little bit so it doesn't firm back up. And that's all it is to this recipe. Your chocolate, your sugar, your vanilla, your cream cheese. And I'm going to use my mixer one more time to blend it. Make sure it's thoroughly blended because you want the chocolate to be all the way through. Okay, that looks done to me. I'm just going to scrape the sides and make sure it's all mixed up together. Okay. Now this part isn't mandatory. I do it because it's easier for me to maneuver. And I just take a Ziploc bag, open it up, put it inside a glass, fold the edges over, and fill my bag up with my mix. It's easier for me to get the mixture into the glasses this way. And it gives you a better appearance also. So I'll fill this up. Like this. Push it to the end. Make sure it's at the end. Now, my cookie crust has hardened just a little bit. Firm enough for me to put the cheesecake mixture in. So I'm going to clip my bag just a little bit, and I'm going to squeeze it in. See how simple that is? Just a little bit in each glass. And I should be able to do this last one. I made it. Okay, that's done. This goes into the refrigerator for at least 4 hours, but overnight if you want. I just happen to have one that's already set. Okay, so here they are. These been in the refrigerator for overnight. So now I'm going to take my cherries, just your regular canned cherries that you use for cherry pie filling, and I'm going to place it a dollop on the top. When cherries meet chocolate. Hope you're not on a diet when you make this, but once every blue moon, it won't hurt. Guarantee. Again, this is something that you don't have to do. You could just use a spoon after you melt your chocolate and just drizzle it on. But I like to put mine in a bag just so I could squeeze it out. So I put mine in the bag. I let it melt in the microwave for a little while. I'm going to snip the end like this and just drizzle it on like that. Look at that. Is it pretty? It's going to taste even prettier than it looks, I think. Okay, so there you have it, your Black Forest no-bake chocolate cheesecake. I am going to make a chicken salad. This chicken salad, I'm using 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So I am going to steam this. You could bake it, it could be rotisserie, whatever it is, just use the breast of the chicken. So, and I'm a steam mine. And if you find yourself that you don't have a steamer, I'm gonna show you a little trick. You could take some aluminum foil, just crush it up just lightly, and place your food on top of the foil where it's not touching the water. Cover it with a lid and just put it on the stove and it'll steam just right. So, get that chicken off of my fingers. And look what I got. I got the chicken that has been already poached. And I like to shred mine. So I take a fork and I just shred it ever so lightly like this. If you see any little pieces of fat, just throw them to the side. Discard it. And this can be as small or as large as you want it. You could cube your chicken if you like. I personally like to shred mine. To me, it tastes a little bit better. I have a secret ingredient that I put in my chicken salad. It takes your chicken salad from $6 a pound to $16 a pound, from ordinary to extraordinary, from good to delicious, and most of all, from regular to gourmet. And I will tell you what that ingredient is in a minute. When you're steaming your chicken, it's probably going to take about 30 to 35 minutes. You want it to completely cool before you start shredding it or chopping it. You want it to rest. Yeah, I was thinking last night, I was laying in the bed and I was just thinking how blessed I am to have my mom and my dad here, my children doing good things, not causing me any headaches, my siblings, and then to have the cherry on the top, friends coming over, reuniting after so many years. 40 years is a long time, and you have to cherish those times. And it's something to really, really appreciate and not take for granted. So now, all my chicken is shredded, placed it in a bowl. I'm making apple sliders. Chicken salad, apple sliders. So I'm gonna take my chopped celery. I personally like a lot of celery, so I probably have a half a cup. I like to use a red onion, only because it's a little milder, sweeter, and plus it gives color to the salad. And my secret ingredient that I like to use, which takes your chicken salad up a notch, are my cranberries. These are dried cranberries. So I'll put a little bit of ground pepper, little bit of salt, and if you have it, it's not mandatory. I just happen to have it, a little chicken salad supreme. I like to use ground mustard, just a little squirt, and last but not least, some mayonnaise. Use a little at a time because you can always put more in it. You can't take it out. So we put this to the side and stir. So this is a little dry, so I'm gonna put a little bit more in here. But you can see all the colors coming together and it looks really, really appetizing. I don't know if you know it, and you probably do, but you eat with your eyes first. And that's why it's important. That's why presentation is important to me. Because if something doesn't look right, it's highly likely that I probably won't taste it. I might be missing out on something, but it's just my loss. I just don't know. I won't find out. Okay. Let me see. Tastes good, but I think it's a little dry, so I'm gonna put a little bit more mayonnaise in it. Stir it up. Tastes really good. I have some sliced apples here. I'm going to put the chicken salad on sliced apples. It's when savory meets sweet, with the cranberries, dried cranberries, and with the apples. So I'll take one apple that I had soaking in lemon and I'll line up my plate. The reason why you want to soak it in lemon first, so it does not brown. You don't want your apples to brown because that doesn't look very appetizing. Then you're going to take just a little chicken salad and place it on top of the apple, each apple slice. One thing I like about making apple ciders chicken salad with apples as opposed to bread, it's less fattening. Saves you more room in your belly for something else like Black Forest cheesecake. Now look how beautiful that is. You can eat 3 or 4 of these and don't feel guilty about it. So I'm gonna place that right there. I'm gonna take my olive, cut it in half, put it on top just for a little garnish. On each one. That's beautiful. I hope the ladies like it. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of parsley and sprinkle it. So these are my chicken salad apple sliders. Okay, now it's time for our Reuben sandwiches. These are mini Reuben sandwiches. And I took a baguette, as you can see, and I sliced about 1/4 of an inch thick bread. Usually you have Reuben sandwiches on rye bread, but when it comes this small, it's pretty hard to find a rye bread. So I have some soft butter that I'm going to bottom the bottom just to give it some flavor, because butter makes everything taste good, I think. Butter the bottom. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Thousand Island dressing. All my dressings are homemade. And if you want the recipe, all you have to do is email me and I'll be more than happy to send it to you. Once you taste your own homemade dressing, you won't want to buy the bottle anymore. It'll be a whole different experience for you. So I have some kosher corned beef here that I'm just going to pile on the little piece of baguette. Some Swiss cheese. No, the Swiss cheese is last. Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut on each one. And then the Swiss cheese. Now these are going to go into the oven for about 10 minutes until the cheese melts. And when they come out, I have a miniature dill pickle that I'm going to put right on the top. So, allow me to put these into the oven. All right, that's that one. Next on the agenda is my Caesar salad in a glass. Again, I made my Caesar salad dressing. And if you would like the recipe, just let me know. Write me. I'll be more than happy to share. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon in each glass at the bottom of each glass. And I'm going to take, now I've already pre-cleaned this romaine lettuce. And I'm going to take a romaine leaf and stick it right into the glass. Now it looks kind of big, and that's okay, because it's all about the presentation. Put that in there, take a bite, and you dip. You dip. You don't even need a fork. So then you could put a couple pieces in if you like. I happen to like lettuce, so that's what I'll do. I'll put a couple pieces of lettuce in there. Let me get a smaller piece right here. Wrap this back up. And these are croutons that I made with garlic butter and olive oil, little salt and pepper. And I'm gonna put 2 sticks in each glass, like so. How does that look? Beautiful. And I'm gonna take my shredder and just shred a piece of Parmesan cheese so I could put in each glass. That's the top it off. The Parmesan cheese is what makes the salad, I think. That little bit of anchovies. Picture perfect. Okay, now while my sandwiches are in the oven and the cheese is melting, I'm going to top my punch off with ginger ale. Now, if ginger ale is a little too sweet for you, you may want to try just plain old club soda. But I tend to like things on the sweeter side, so I chose ginger ale. So, let's see how pretty this looks. I got a piece of orange in there, peaches, apples, and the fruit has already begun to melt. Put that in there just like that. It's luscious. The ginger ale gives it a nice twist, sparkle, sprinkle, whatever. Okay, so my food is ready to be set out. I'm gonna give the Reuben sandwiches a little bit more time so the cheese can melt completely. I'm gonna top it off with the dill pickle. I'm gonna lay the food out so us girls can eat, reminisce, and enjoy our time together. If you have any questions you want to ask me or any suggestions that you would like me to cook for you or show you how to cook, just write me a line and I'll be sure to get back to you. You know, I'm ecstatic. I'm smiling from the inside out. My friends are here. I haven't seen them in over 40 years and it just gives me chills. I thank you guys for coming.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm blessed to be here.
Oh,
I am very blessed to be here, and I'm glad to be amongst friends. And what other way to show love through food?
mm-hmm.
You know.
Her food is a taste of, from what I see, a lot of soul and heart she put into it for us.
Thank you.
And she's giving Martha Stewart a run for her money.
Well, you know what? On that note, I have to taste one of these little mini Reubens, okay?
Oh, okay.
So let me see how that tastes. And then, look, girls, we got chicken salad apple sliders. You can have like a
Yum,
million
yum.
of those because there's no bread on it, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
think
get
I'll
started.
try one.
With
Oh,
that
my
being
goodness
said,
gracious.
I'm
This
gonna
is
taste
good.
one too.
Can we do a toast to
We
friendship?
certainly can.
Not, you know what? We're not going to stay away 40 years again.
Exactly. I agree.
So, here's to friendship and getting together more often.
Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
Cheers.
Theresa. To our wonderful and blessed chef,
Thank
and to a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just can't wait to sample all this food.
The drink is marvelous.
Thank you.
Beautiful fruit.
Mm-hmm. Nice and springy, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Lots of fruit. Wish you can taste it through the television.
Really?
Very, very good.
So, until the next time, enjoy.
Thank you very much for watching.
Mm-hmm.
Have a blessed day, everyone.